In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, thank you, Mr. President, for convening this urgent and important meeting to address the ongoing acts of aggression by Israeli regime against the Syrian Arab republics. At the outset, I would like to extend our sincere congratulations to Pakistan on assuming the presidency of Security Council for the month of July. We are confident in your able leadership. We also commend Guyana for its effective and successful leadership of the Council during the month of June. I thank ASG Mr. Khiari for his briefing. Mr. President, we strongly condemn the recent large-scale military attacks by the Israeli regime against the Syrian Arab Republic. These deliberate acts of aggression, including those on the capital Damascus, targeted infrastructures and public and government facilities. This marks a dangerous escalation by a regime that still illegally occupies parts of Syrian territory in flagrant violation of international law and the UN Charter. I wish to make the following points. First, these military attacks happen alongside Israeli ongoing occupation of the Syrian Golan. For decades, Israel has pursued illegal annexation and settlement expansion in this occupied territory, defying the UN Charter and numerous Security Council resolutions. Second, the Israeli regime has become the gravest and serious threat to regional peace and security in the region. This is due to its continued act of aggression and the constant and unconditional political and military support it received from the United States and some Western countries. These states must bear the responsibility for enabling Israel's illegal actions and atrocious crime, which endanger not only the region, but also international peace and security. Third, the attacks on Syria are a direct result of this Council's silence and the international community failure to act. Israel has faced no consequences for its repeated systematic violation of international law and continues to act with complete impunity. This aggression follows Israel's 12-day military act of aggression against Iran in a flagrant violation of the United Nations Charter and international law, with full and unconditional support from the United States. The Israeli regime deliberately targeted Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities under IAEA safeguard, along with civilian infrastructure, including hospitals and residential neighborhoods. These illegal attacks resulted in the martyrdom of over 1,100 civilians, among them 41 children and 126 women. 7 hospitals, 11 ambulances, and more than 3,500 homes were destroyed. These undeniable facts reveal the criminal and aggressive nature of the Israeli regime. Fourth, the root causes of instability are clear. Israel's illegal occupation, repeated aggression, systematic and widespread violation of international law and the UN Charter, and the unconditional support it received from a permanent member of this Council. It is time for the Security Council to act. The Council must fulfill its Charter responsibilities by ending Israel's impunity and holding it accountable for its repeated violations. Continued inaction has only emboldened the aggressors. This silence is especially alarming as Israel commits mass atrocities in Gaza, using starvation as a method of war and killing tens of thousands of civilians, including women and children, and systematically destroying vital infrastructure. Only through justice, accountability, and the end of Israeli occupation and aggression can our region move toward real peace, stability, and collective security. Finally, we reaffirm our unwavering support for the sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity of the Syrian Arab Republic. We urge the interim government of Syria to fully respect the rights of all minorities and to resolve internal differences through inclusive dialogue and peaceful means. The fundamental principles of the international law and the UN Charter, particularly the prohibition of the use of force, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and the principle of non-intervention in the internal affairs of a state must be strictly observed. The Israeli regime has absolutely no legal or moral justification to violate Syrian sovereignty or interfere in its internal affairs under the false pretext of protecting minority rights. Such illegal action constitute blatant violation of international law and the UN Charter and must be unequivocally condemned by this Council. I thank you.
I thank the representative of the Islamic Republic of Iran